Hey, Zach with Beard Basics here, doing a quick beard maintenance video showing you how to trim your cheek line. Coming right up. Alright, the cheek line. So you're growing out your beard and it's getting a little high in the cheek and I'm bringing it down a notch. Good call. Definitely that can get too high and start to take away from the overall aesthetic of the beard. My tip with growing your beard out is not to take the cheek line down too far. If you go too far, you're going to take away from the overall bulk of your beard unless you're going for a specific look. What I like to do is try and cut a straight line from the edge of the sideburn here down to the corner of the mouth where the edge of the mustache is. And there's a few tools you can use to do that, right? So you could use your typical safety razor, which works fine. You can definitely use an electric trimmer. I've used this a lot. I've recently come to liking a traditional straight razor. This one has disposable blades, so I don't have to worry about sharpening it and easy to keep clean. Then you also buy the straight razors that that look kind of like the safety razor, but it has just like one blade and it's usually like straight, you know, like this or something. I've never used one of those, but this is what I like to use, and I'll show you why. So when cutting that straight line, if you do happen to get or have one of these, little fun fact, where you're supposed to hold it, take your ring finger and put it on the back there, and your pointer and index on the front, and your thumb underneath. Your pinky can rest there. That'll give you the most control over the blade. Obviously this thing can do some damage if you're not careful. So what I honestly usually do is kind of freehand it. I'll get another shot of me actually doing it, but I kind of mentally draw a line here and then just very carefully come down. First thing you want to do is get your face, wet, probably warm water. Maybe even a little soap, but mainly you just want some kind of like a shave butter. I mean, this is literally called shave butter. This is Dollar Shave Club, but any kind of like a soap, something to help assist the blade motion so it doesn't stick too hard. That's the main point of this guy. But a little fun fact, if you want to use a template, find a comb that's pretty straight, or anything rigid and straight. But what you can do here is pick a point kind of back by your sideburn. Like I said, this is for cutting a straight line like I prefer. You can buy things that actually have like a curve. Well, I don't have any of those, but if I get one of you, I'll show you how it works. It's a template, right? But with the straight line, either eyeball it or using your comb, pick a line back here and here, kind of like that. And then what you can do is probably just come straight along like this, or come down to it, and that'll guarantee you get a straight line. But keep in mind, unless it's like really bad, only you are going to see little imperfections. So if you do one side and you do the other side and think they're not quite even, and you go to the other side, you're just going to bring your beard down to nothing eventually. So be really careful with that. Eyeball it best you can. Less is more. If you're not really sure, sleep on it, honestly. Come back the next day, ask your significant other, ask a friend, say, hey, you guys really notice something? And if they don't see anything at first, you're probably good to go. So, yeah, less is more. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do it now. Just give me a second. I'm gonna wash my face. When I say wash, I just mean get wet, and I'm gonna put on some of the shave butter. So, one second. Okay, so I am going to start on this side so you guys can see me. First, like I said, I'm going to do the freehand, that's what I prefer, but really carefully bring the blade down. If it might help kind of puff your cheek out, make it have a little more of a rigid, stiffer skin to shave against, so. I'll pull the mustache aside, don't want to take that guy off. Okay, so that's pretty straight. When you're using this straight razor blade, you have to be really aware of both like the heel and the toe of it. If you're just watching one side and you kind of lose track of the other, you will take off. You don't want to take off. No one wants that. So I said the one side with the straight razor. If you don't have one of those, maybe you just have like your typical safety razor. I'm going to show you can use your comb and it so cut a straight line. Sometimes it's difficult when you use these without like a straight line to, because usually you want to go with the grain, right? But you want to try to go like this. The whole thing kind of obscures your vision, so you kind of lose track of your line and you kind of cut a dip, and you don't want that. So what I'm going to do here is you also got to kind of compensate. So see the blade ends here, and then the edge of the razor's here. So when it's against this thing, you kind of got to compensate for that depth. So I'm going to kind of put a line on my cheek here. Again, put my mustache out of the way. I want to take that off. Go down just like a hair further. And I want the line to compensate for that difference there. And then, very carefully, kind of focus here. And down. I did a pretty good job. Okay, yeah, so don't be really careful. You will take out more than you want with this thing. So yeah, those are two ways you can use razors to cut your cheek lines. The other really good option, I've done this, I'll say a lot because I'm kind of lazy sometimes, is just using your electric trimmer. Once again, the comb might come in handy again for this kind of approach. And obviously you don't want to wet hair when you use one of these, but you know, cutting your line and just kind of come straight down like that. So yeah, those are three ways to trim your cheek lines and keep your beard looking sharp. Before I forget, you also want to wash all that off and get the hairs loose. So I'm going to do that right now. When I get the hairs loose, I mean wash out the loose hairs. You know, you get it. Alright, cool. So we got some fresh cheek lines, and then if you have maybe an aftershave or something, put on there. Just kind of help with ingrown hairs potentially. But I honestly haven't really used one a lot, and might get the occasional ingrown hair, but it's something in the world. So that is trimming up your cheek lines. Hey, thanks for watching to the end. If you trim your cheek line in a way that I cover, please feel free to put that in the comments, and maybe I'll make a future video covering other ways you can trim up your cheek lines. But if you got value out of this, hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to stay tuned for more content, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.